Shalom, family. This is you. I decided to do this live because I see some people, at least a couple, who are really struggling with the truth about the Sabbath. Now, one of them is a bit arrogant. The other one, I don't know, he's got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. But either way it goes, they're not in full agreement or full understanding. So I really do want to help, but I'm not very tolerant to arrogance. Shalom, Robin. Hey, I'm not very tolerant to arrogance. I don't deal well with scoffers and mockers, and I don't have to. That's not in my job description. My job is to bring you the truth. And I spend hours, night and day. I don't just grab a couple of things and put them together and throw them out there. I investigate, I reinvestigate, I look up words, I research documents, historical commentaries, the whole 9 yards. So it takes a lot of energy. Weary sister, welcome. Hey, Brother Smith. I guess I need to take this few minutes and welcome everybody in. But I really want to talk about the Sabbath because what I'm noticing is there's a lot of people that don't really know how serious that getting this right is. This is serious. Let me just give you an example of exactly how serious this is. You know what it means to swear an allegiance, right? You know what it means. When you pledge your allegiance, whoever you pledge it to, that's your team. That's your sponsor. That's your headship. That's your leader. That's who you answer to. And in the bottom line, that's who you belong to. So whenever a person like these couple of people that I've been dealing with for the last couple of days, whenever somebody like that comes to me and bring their opinion, and that's all it was, because they did not give me any biblical proof. So if you don't give me scripture that supports your claim, it's just noise and it's just your opinion. So I'm no longer going to tolerate that. I'm not going to deal with that. That's a distraction. Y'all know what distraction is. We live in it right now. Look at the politics. Look at the world events. Look at the politicians. It's full of distractions. And when you see distractions over here, it's because they're doing something over there that they don't want you to see. I've been allowing people to distract me from my purpose. I don't just read a verse of scripture and throw it out there. I don't do that. I dissect it. And I'm not saying that I'm mistake proof, not at all. I'm not saying I'm perfect, long ways from it. But I'm diligent. I'm diligent. And I'm more than willing to own my mistakes. I don't need you to point it out or accuse me. But if you do and you got the scripture to back it up, I'm going to listen. I will listen. That most of the people on this channel, that much you know about me. I'm the real deal. I don't play. Now, a lot of people that has been in and out of this channel, most of them that left, they left because they call me arrogant. But let me tell you something about me. I'm 71 years old. I ain't got time to play with you. What I do is serious, and I take it serious. So if you want to come on here and act like a 10-year-old, I don't have time for that. And I have been fair. I have given these very people my time trying to help them see. And they give me a lot of feedback full of negativity with no evidence. I mean, go to court without evidence, see what happens. So when you listen, let me tell you something. The Sabbath is probably one of the most serious commandments of all commandments. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when we appear at Judgment Day, the Sabbath is going to mark those who belong to Yah and those who don't. And let me tell you something else. If you think that you can walk into that Judgment Day and realize, oops, I made a mistake and apologize, it don't work like that. Because if you let this go all the way up until Judgment Day and then decide that you want to straighten up, it's too late. Same way about holding on to your fake belief system on your deathbed. When you go to that hospital and they tell you you got 20 minutes to live, you can apologize till the sun turned green. Ain't gonna work. Because you had a whole lifetime. You had a whole lifetime. You had a whole host of people trying to tell you that's incorrect. And you waited until you had 20 minutes left on your life to say, I'm sorry. That won't work. You got to do it now. Now, for those who don't like my attitude, it's because you don't understand me, or number two, you're not used to authority, or number three, you don't like being told, especially if it don't align to what you believe. I'm not here to teach on what you believe. I'm here to teach what's right. So again, let me tell you, I make my share of mistakes, and I'm a grown man. I don't need anybody to turn my honey up and spank it. All you got to do is show me the scripture. I'll be the first to say, you're right. But you can't just come to me and blow smoke up my behind and think that I'm going to just bow. No, I don't do it that way. I've spent all these years building my rapport based on Torah. And I'm not going to let some 20-year-old walk in here who've been Christianized, indoctrinated, and empire enthused and challenge me. Now, if you want to challenge me, that's a whole different ballgame. But I'm not the one that you challenge. You think you're challenging me. But when I bring the scripture, that is not my scripture. That belongs to the Creator, the one you say you love. Andrea, shalom. Not everyone is granted the privilege of a deathbed confession. That's true. That's true. That is so true. Waiting until your deathbed is a serious, fatal mistake. That's a fatal mistake. What we need to understand is you have the time right now. Now is the time to act, not when you facing your last breath. Nah, it don't work like that. And a lot of these Christians, they say they're Torah keepers, but when you talk to me, when you leave these comments, I see Christian. You can claim Yah all day long, but if you are a man or woman of Yah, guess what? I'm gonna see it in your response. So you listen, let me tell y'all something. Any man or woman that reach my age and have not gathered or gained wisdom, that is a fool. I'm nobody's fool. So when you open your mouth, you either show me you're ignorant or you show me you're wise. I don't look for nothing in between. Those two things is what I look for. So don't get upset with me when I point out what I see. You showed it. I didn't ask you to open your mouth. I had this one guy, Feliz something, he's still on the channel. He tried to use the story of Jericho and the Israelites when they marched around for 6 days. They marched around the wall for 6 days. He tried to use that to justify that the Sabbath is connected to the moon. Oh, hey, Amira, good to see you. Yeah, he tried to use that to justify his beliefs, not Torah, that the new moon is what dictates the Sabbath. Now, I'm going to confess, I taught that for years because I did too. I believed it. But thanks to the mighty Most High, he pulled me to the side and said, look here, bro, you got it wrong. I had to go back. And here's the thing about me, y'all. Oh, we're a sister from Czech Republic. Good to see you. Here's the thing about me. First of all, I ain't got no problem admitting my wrong. I mean, but you got to prove it. You can't just accuse me. You got to bring your evidence. Another thing about me, if I don't feel comfortable with it, I ain't going to say it. Another thing about me, I don't bite my tongue. That don't mean I don't care about you. But your feelings, let me ask you something. Do y'all remember what happened to those complainers at Mount Sinai? They're grumbling and we ain't got no water. We ain't got no food. You brought us out here to die. Y'all remember that? Let me show you how important your feelings are. What happened to those people? I'm going to show you how the Most High feels about your feelings. Now, I'm sure the Most High loved those people, or they wouldn't have been there in the first place. He gave them an opportunity, just like he gave everybody there the same opportunity. What happened to those people? The ground opened up and swallowed them. Do you think the Most High let their feelings get in the way of his judgment? Brother Smith says, Ecclesiastes 12, let us hear the conclusion of the entire matter. Fear Yah and keep his Torah. This is Ecclesiastes 12. For this is the whole duty of man. Case goes. That's from Brother Donald Smith. He brought the truth. Now that I listen to. Listen. The first part of my 71 years, I was stupid. But I was looking, but I was stupid. Now, people get mad when I call them stupid, but here, I'm calling myself stupid. I'm not discriminatory because I understand what the word stupid means. I don't get offended. It just means I'm ignorant to something. All that's telling me is I need to sharpen my knowledge. Most I call these people foolish. Foolish is direct connection to stupid. But see, people come on this channel, mostly Christians. I have very few Torah keepers, and they were innocent, they were justifiable because they truly were looking to understand. They wasn't trying to challenge me or the book, but most Christians think they can bring indoctrination to me. I've lived indoctrination. Well over 30 years, there ain't nothing you can tell me about the New Testament. I mean, nothing. That's not bragging, that's fact. Because I spent my time in it. And the thing that got me out of it, check this out. A brother challenged me to prove that the book I rested in so deeply, he said that I was living a lie. I was so offended. I jumped in that book. I was determined to prove he was wrong. And the more I went through that book, I had dictionaries, I was all searching online, the more I proved him right. Until finally, I didn't have no choice. I had to start looking at it. This dude had a point. That was the beginning of my search. That was the day that I figured something is wrong with this book. Now, what if I had been rebellious and just set in my New Testament ways and just said, oh man, you crazy, even though I saw with my own eyes the evidence that he pointed out. What if I kept that and judgment happened to come the very next day? I wouldn't have had no time. So the reason I do what I do is because time is short. Your life is not guaranteed for tomorrow. It's not promised to you. Matter of fact, this very minute that you're living in right now is a blessing because it wasn't promised either. So these two people that I have allowed to distract me, Sister Mary says, murmuring and rebellion continued after Sinai, even after the covenant. Yeah. The people complained constantly. They rejected Yah's provisions. They wanted to return to Egypt. And guess where they went? They didn't go back to Egypt. Guess where they went? The ground opened up and swallowed them. Now, what does that say about your feelings? Listen, let me tell y'all something. I understand emotion. I understand feelings. I'm not a rock. I understand that. But when you are seeking your salvation, you got to put your feelings aside. Because your feelings ain't going to save you. They're not going to help you on Judgment Day. And that day is approaching, y'all. So let me get back to this guy trying to use that story of Jericho and the Israelites marching around the wall 6 days. And on the seventh day, they marched around it 7 times. And they shouted and blew shofars and the wall came down. What the hell does that have to do with the Sabbath? You know what he tried to use? He says that on that day just happened to be a new moon. So, see, that shows me that he wants to argue, but he has no point. That still don't show me that that's connected to the 7 day weekly cycle. So let me take you through the 6 day creation. Day one, what did he do? You know what? Let me just show you guys something. Let me take y'all. I think I got it here. Let me. I want to take y'all. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show you. Anytime anybody challenge you about the seventh day and they claim it's connected to the moon, I'm going to show you how to shut them down right here and right now. Let me hold on a minute, y'all. Let me just go somewhere for a minute. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Don't go away. Stay with me. I'm still here. Hold on, y'all. I will be here. Hold on just a second. I want to show y'all. I'm going to show you beyond any doubt how to shut anybody down. I don't care how well versed they are. I don't care how good they talk. I'm going to show you the simplest way to shut them down. Okay, this is not doing what I want. So y'all just don't go away now. Y'all stay with me. This is going to be good. Stay with me, please. I'm back, but hold on. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. All right. Y'all, maybe you can't see me, but you can hear me. Look, we're going to start with day one. All right. I'm going through the whole 7 days of creation. All right. One day at a time. Day one, light and darkness. The Creator said, let there be light. Light was separated from darkness. Order was established. The evening and the morning marked the first day. This is the beginning of the numbered days. These days were not named after any celestial bodies, gods, or lunar cycles. Did you hear anything about a seventh day Sabbath or Sabbath in general? No, not on day one. Let's go to day two. Day two, the firmament and the sky, which is the sky. The firmament, which is the sky. What was the event? Separation of waters above and the separation from the waters above than the waters below. That was called the expanse, which was called heaven. Now, here was the order that was established. Evening and morning marked the second day. Still no mention of a moon or sun. The cycle of days is already functioning by divine numbering. Watch this. Day 3. Land, seas, and vegetation. What was the event? Dry land appeared. The seas was gathered. Plants and trees brought forth. Here's what the order established. Evening and the morning marked the third day. The rhythm of days continues independent of any lunar observation. All right, that's day 3. Let's go to day 4. Sun, moon, and stars. Here's the event. Lights placed in the heavens to govern the day and night and to mark the seasons. This is the day, y'all, that the moon was created. The moon, sun, and the stars. So listen close. Sun, moon, and stars. The lights were placed in the heavens to govern day and night and to mark seasons, days, and years. These things are being assigned special duties. That's what's going on here. Each one of these creations, the sun, moon, and the stars, were given their particular job. Here's the order that was established. Evening and morning mark the fourth day. Now, this is the part I want y'all to understand. The weekly cycle was already in motion before the moon existed. Do y'all see where I'm going here? The weekly cycle was already in motion before the moon existed. So what was the purpose of the moon? The moon served for signs, here's the job duties, seasons, but the Sabbath cycle was established by divine numbering starting from day 1. But there's no mention of a Sabbath on day 4. Is that not disconnected? I just showed you what the moon's job was. It has nothing to do with the Sabbath. Now let's go to day 5. This was the day that was the sea and the sky, day 5. Creatures of the sea and the sky, fish, birds, and created to fill the waters and the skies. That was the 5th day. No mention of a Sabbath, right? Okay, here we go. Day 6. Now we got land animals and humanity. Beasts of the earth was created. Mankind formed from the Creator's image, male and female, and they were given dominion. And evening and morning was the 6th day. Where is the Sabbath? Oh, wait, hold on. Day 7. Okay, here we go. The Sabbath. Everything else has been created. Y'all get it? Everything else has already been created. None of those days, starting from 1 to 6, mention anything about Sabbath. You didn't hear about Sabbath until the 7th day. Now, why, if that was the case, if the 7th day was connected to the moon, wouldn't that job have been assigned on day 4? Oh, you can shut anybody down with this. But was it? No. That job was assigned to a special day, and it was called set apart. Set apart from what? All the other days. You get it? This is this is not rocket science. This is somebody that buries themselves in study and determine with diligence. I want this. And the Most High knows I want it. Why? Why do I want it so bad? Because number one, my salvation depends on it. Number two, I care about you. But please, somebody show me where the Sabbath, seventh day weekly cycle is connected from day one to day six. Somebody, anybody, show it to me. If it was intended to be, the Creator would have said so. And what he didn't say was the moon will dictate your Sabbath day. That's the reason he didn't say it. Why? Because he saved it for a set apart day. That was his day. He set it apart from every other day. I mean, and people like Hale Zoe, whatever this person's name was, and Feliz, whatever, are purely distractions. They were sent by the enemy to distract me. Because when I'm not doing my lessons, believe me, I'm studying. I don't just reach into my pocket or into a bag of tricks and say, oh, I'm going to show this today. You know what? I don't even teach lessons. I don't make them up. I don't do, most teachers, they go through the book looking for, oh, I can make a lesson out of this. I don't do that. When I get a chance to rest, I lay my behind down. And when he says, I got something I want you to tell him, that's when I go to work. I let him tell me what he wants you to hear. I don't tell you what I think you need to hear. I used to do that until I learned, why don't I just wait on him? He knows what they need to hear better than me. Let him tell me what he wants them to hear. And then you're going to come bring me the walls of Jericho, trying to prove that as proof that the Sabbath is a lunar cycle. The Sabbath, it ain't connected to the moon. It ain't connected to the sun. It ain't connected to the stars. It's all by itself. And on that seventh day proves it, because that's the only time he even mentioned. And he said it was set apart. When he said he set that day apart, that's what he was telling you. This day is special. It ain't connected to day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. It's special. It's all by itself. And it continues every 7 days. I've already explained to you how the days were numbered. I already explained to you how the empires laid their calendar on top of these days and named them according to their gods. Day 1 was originally day 1, but the Roman Empire decided to call it Sunday. And we got used to that, so we didn't even think about the numbers no more. We got pulled into the names. And now that we've been sucked into the names, we don't want to let it go. What I teach here is not my beliefs, not my opinions. I'm trying my best to get you to understand there is a covenant between those that the Creator chose and us. That is a contract. You don't break contracts without some type of uh, uh, restitution or consequences. All right. You don't break contracts. All right. That contract is an agreement. The same thing applies in the book of Jeremiah, when he clearly explained that in that day, no longer will man need to teach his brother to know the Creator, because all will know him, great and small. There's three other things in Jeremiah. All four of them has to happen, which they have not happened yet. We're still teaching, right? Does the whole world know our Creator? No. But these four things need to happen and pass before the covenant can be renewed. There ain't going to be a new covenant. But the word New Testament suggests new covenant. Ask any Christian, they'll tell you, we have the new covenant now. They'll tell you. Jeremiah said, we're not getting a new one. We're getting the same one. We're just going to renew it because we screwed it up. So he's going to give us another chance. We're going to renew it. And this is the only difference between the first one that we broke, which is still the same one, to the term of renewal. The difference is that it's going to be written in our hearts. That wasn't done before. That's the only thing new. The covenant's not new. So anytime somebody tells you, I believe in the New Testament, they're telling you, I believe in a lie, because there is no New Testament. You can only renew the contract. To make a new contract, check this out now. If you make a new contract, you will have to leave Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob out because they're already gone. You see what I'm saying? You would have to leave them out. They're not here. The contract was made when they were here. Now, the Creator is not going to be unfair to his patriarchs. He gave them the covenant. And you think that once they die and go on, that he's going to change it down the road? No. He's not going to leave these guys out. Today is the Sabbath. How is that so? Love Yahuwah 77. How is today the Sabbath? See, this is the kind of stuff I block from my channel because it's distraction. Y'all called you out of Babylon, but you don't know when the Sabbath is? See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all take a look at this. Y'all got access to the comments. Look at this. Love Yahuwah 77 says today is the Sabbath. That's a shame. You know what? Love Yahuwah 77. If you believe that today is a Sabbath, you have pledged your allegiance to the empire. You're not pledged your allegiance to the Creator, Yahuwah, the one you say you love. I just explained that. So I don't care what you think, what you believe, you just confessed who your allegiance is pledged to. Thank you, Carmen. Y'all take a look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is the whole reason for this live, for stuff like that. Today is a Sabbath. He says, I always keep my Sabbath Thursdays. So that don't mean you're right, you're wrong. Thursday is not the Sabbath. What does it take? What's wrong with these people? The Creator, show me in Genesis, Thursday. Show me Thursday in Genesis. Yahuwah, love Yahuwah. Show me Thursday in Genesis. If you can't show it, it's a reason for that, because it ain't there. It was never there. Who gave you Thursday? Your empire, the people you follow. Oh, you don't think you do, but you do. You follow the empire. You don't follow Yahuwah. Yahuwah didn't tell you to keep Thursday. He told you to keep the seventh day. And you are willfully being disobedient. The seventh day is the day that your empire calls Saturday. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Your salvation is depending on that. This ain't no game, man. This is serious. Didn't they give us Saturday and Sunday as it's? Who is they? Your Roman Empire are the people that overlaid the numbered days with their gods. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That wasn't Yahuwah. And let me tell you something else. Even before the calendar, before the man-made calendar, they counted the days. Even they counted it. They didn't call nothing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They didn't do that until after Nimrod. That's when they began to create all of this mess. Carmen says, today is the fifth day of our Creator, his numerical system. So in 2 more days, yes. Yes. Just because the empire calls the seventh day Saturday, that don't make it Saturday. That is a false god, Saturnalia. That's a Roman god. And when you call on that God, you are pledging your allegiance. You walk away from what truth was. Truth was 7. It didn't have a name. Listen, the only name for any of those 7 days that got a name was Shabbat. The 7th day was the only day that got a name. Go through Genesis and you'll see with your own eyes. You will not see Sunday. You will not see Monday. You will not see Tuesday. You will not see Wednesday. You will not see Thursday. You will not see Friday, and you will not see Saturday. Why do you want to make the Creator a liar? Why do you want to change his rhythm, his format? Why? Why do you want to do that? If he wanted you to call those days by those names, don't you think he would have told you to do that? Look how long it was before those names even came to be. Look how long time, look how many years had passed. Do you think the Creator is slow, incompetent, or he forgot? Or did he change his mind? According to Malachi 3 and 6, he don't change. So if he started out with day 1 all the way to day 6 and making Sabbath the 7th day, it's still that way right now. So the only thing that changed was the empire giving the days names. But look, Love Yahuwah 77, I'm going to share something with you. I used to do it too. I did it too. This is how I know. Greetings, remnants, all obeisance to the Creator. Hey, Brother Yuda. Hey, it's me. You know me. Let me tell y'all something about me, man. Look, I understand how feelings get hurt. Believe me, I do. But I learned a long time ago, don't let your feelings get in the way. Because when something as valuable as the truth is available, you can hurt my feelings all you want. But if you prove to me that what you tell me is true, screw my feelings. They getting in the way. Your feelings is going to cost you more than you think. Get out of your feelings, get into the truth. Once you get into the truth, you will make your feelings submit to you, not you submit to your feelings. This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. So many of our people, listen, in Hosea, the Creator says that my people shall perish from the lack of knowledge. I look around, and since I'm teaching, I see it every freaking day. My people shall perish because they're foolish. They don't want you to tell them nothing. They don't want you to prove that they're wrong. And that's not my intentions. I don't do this to try to prove somebody guilty or innocent. I do this, whether you believe me or not, because I want as many of our people to make it out of here in one piece as possible. Even the ones that come on here with this crap, I still care about them. Just like the Creator destroyed those out there at Mount Sinai from all their grumbling and complaining, He cared about them, but He said that, hey, enough is enough. I'm the same way. When I had enough, if I keep trying to get you to see the picture and you keep giving me all these excuses, all this Christian indoctrination, I will finally get to the point where enough is enough. I'm wasting my time. Love you here, dear one. Sunday was added by the Roman Council to make it add the seventh. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Now, this person, Love Yahuwah 77. I don't know if you're male or female, so I'm just going to say this. The whole reason that I do this, I don't get paid to do this. And it costs me, believe me, it costs me in time, energy, sleep, food, money, you name it. It costs me. I don't care about YouTube fame. Listen, I'm eligible to be monetized right now. But you know why I turned it down? I turned it down because I don't want YouTube using their leverage on me, owning me, forcing me to have to work 10 times harder just to create content so they can be happy. I'm taking this on my terms. I don't need YouTube, not for their money. So I do this, Yahuwah 77. Love Yahuwah 77. I do this because even though I've never met you, I know I have family. Listen, most people don't connect like me. I understand that. But when I got into this truth, I understood something. When I was growing up, I didn't know how much family I had. I'm talking by birth, by blood, okay? As I grew up, I started meeting people that was blood related to me. And I'm like, wow. And the number just kept growing. And I realized when I got into this truth, just because I haven't met a person, especially when I read the Torah, I completely get it. We are one big family. Whether I've seen you, met you in person or not, You are my family. And if I don't try my best to bring light into the darkness in your life, how can I claim that I care? That's hypocrisy. Yeah. User DQ5GQ9JY. Some of y'all got some heck of a name. Says 501c3 is sellout. Yeah. And most of your camps, especially the ones that are really profiting, yeah, they're 501c3. IUIC, I used to be with them. Oh, okay. Now I'll say it's Hebrews, Hebrews. All right. Okay, now I know who you are. Yeah. But I used to be with IUIC before I started looking for the truth myself. And when the Creator started opening my eyes and started showing me, I mean, I can't really describe what I felt, but I've never felt nothing like that in my life. I was literally scared because I felt like uh, I was betraying the Holy Creator. I felt like I was betraying Him. I couldn't imagine something coming into my head from somewhere that I couldn't identify. And I didn't want to say he's talking to me because I didn't believe in that. But this information that was coming to me, I know in my heart, I could have never found that. And I'm a deep researcher, I'm a deep looker, but I would have never found that. And I can admit that. So where did that come from? Yeah, IUIC is, listen, when I started learning the real truth, I was at a meeting in Austin, Texas with IUIC, the camp there. And I started pointing out, Bishop Nathaniel was there that night. And I started pointing out their errors, and they made me leave. They told me I had to go. I got kicked out. That was a blessing. I didn't really know it, you know. That was a blessing. But I got IUIC kicked me out. Yeah. And ever since then, I've seen those guys for who they truly are. But listen, let me tell you something else. If you run across a person who claims to be a teacher and they start out teaching you Torah, and then suddenly they venture into New Testament, that's a trap. And that person is not Torah only. You can't, listen, you either Torah only or you are not. You can't be both. This is what it means when he says that you're serving two gods. That's polytheism. Listen, let me show you something else. If you are serving the Sabbath based on empire information, whether you know it or not, you are committing polytheism. See, here's the thing, man. Unless a person is taught correctly, they won't see correctly. And if they're taught incorrectly for too long, it's harder to get them out. Sister Anderson says, I believe you, they cussed me out. Yeah, they called me some choice names too. You can't serve two gods when one is married. There you go. Hebrews said, can't serve two gods when one of them's made up. Now, I have done videos showing you how they did it. I showed you how they did it. And it didn't happen instantly. It happened over a period of generations, like about 300 years. It was in stages. And each generation produced a young generation who were empty. They didn't have anything up here. The elders were gone. So that made it even easier. And all the way from there up to here, that false information has been handed down from generation to generation, all the way up to now. Carmen says, exactly. Once I hear anything coming from the book of the dead, I run. I suggest anybody should run. So I just want to set the record straight. I don't have attitude. I'm firm. All right. I don't do intentional offensive. I don't try to offend anybody. But when you start sounding, see, I can't look at your name on the channel and determine that you're old or how old you are. So I treat you as an adult. Now, if you can't handle authority, if you can't handle a man being firm, then you probably should leave this channel. Now, let me tell you something else. I'm not dedicated to subscriber numbers. I know they matter, but that's not why I'm here. And I tell people all the time, if you don't like what I teach, just see your way out. Just that simple. Nobody is forcing anybody to join or stay. Ain't nobody on this channel since the day I started teaching can say that I ask, please subscribe, please donate. Nobody. You know why? I mean, I watch these YouTube teachers, and the first thing out of their mouth is, please subscribe to the channel. I ain't even watched the video yet. They want you to subscribe before you watch the video. They want you to give it a thumbs up. How can I do that if I don't know if I like it or not? Well, that should tell you something. That shows you what they're after. Learn to look for the signs. In these last days, there's only going to be a few teachers. I'm not the only one. There's only going to be a few who will put their life on the line to get the truth to you. And here's what I deal with. I stay up to 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I can't even go to sleep because I've been up all night. And then I suffer all the next day so I can bring you truth. And then you come on my channel, not you in particular. I'm speaking about those that did. And you come on my channel and you disrespect all the labor, all the work, all my time, and all my energy for you. And then you throw your garbage on my front door. The Council of Nicaea, oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was the year that Constantine realized the advantage of creating a new religion. Constantine, they voted during this very year, 325 AD. They actually voted. What should we put in this book? And what should we leave out? Did that happen with the Torah? No. It was given to Moses at Mount Sinai. And when he finished, He sealed it. When he sealed that book, nothing that came after that was legit. Y'all look, I'm going to tell you, I am retired, living off fixed income, and I tell you, I deal with situations. Sometimes they are hard. They are hard. But the one thing that I'm not going to do. Oh yeah, I remember 451 AD, the Council of Chalcedon. I remember that, the Council of Bishops. The one thing I'm never going to do, indeed, and see the voting system survive. Yes, the one thing that I'm never going to do, I'm not going to allow anybody to distract me anymore. When a person comes to this channel, I'm going to send more donations. I appreciate the donations, y'all. I really do. No need for asking. I'm not really asking. I just mention it in conversation, but I do appreciate it. Let me tell y'all something. When no donation comes, here's a weird thing. Well, here's the weird thing. They seem to always come exactly when I need it. In most cases, it's exactly what I need. Just send me my donation receipts so I can get a Mercedes this year. Okay, I'll have to print one for you, but I will give it. I will send you your receipt, Hebrews. I knew what you meant. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. This when a person decides to teach truth, it's not like teaching in a church. It's not like being a pastor. See, the people in the church, they don't usually challenge the pastor. But boy, when you teach Torah, they come out of the woodworks. Everybody got something to say. Everybody's got a reason why. But nobody up to this point, listen, y'all, this is a fact. Every Christian from the day they started showing up on my channel trying to prove to me where I am in error, not one of them brought any evidence. No scripture, none. And this is the problem. Even if you are Christian and you don't agree with what I'm teaching and you come to my channel, I would appreciate it. I would probably, most likely, give you some of my time if you brought me scripture. Not New Testament, but show me in scripture, Torah, that validates your point. Now, when you can do that, you got my attention. Because I know I make mistakes. And if you convince me that you got something that I don't know, I want to see it. So if I have to be corrected or if I am corrected, so be it. This is the part of learning. This is the part of growing. You can't grow until you learn to accept and own your errors. When somebody corrects you and they have the proof, that's the same as watering a plant. It ain't gonna grow if you don't give it water. I welcome the water, but just be sure and bring the proof with it, because I read the ingredients. I don't just eat stuff that I'm not familiar with. I'm gonna read the ingredients to make sure that it ain't gonna harm me. And if I find it beneficial for my health and my growth, I'm gonna have dinner with you. I haven't had anybody yet bring me absolute proof. They use Isaiah chapter 7 and 14 to try to claim that was a prophecy of Jesus. I have shown, not just in video, proof that that was a lie. There is nothing in Torah that pointed to Jesus. And when they try to use Isaiah 7 and 14, let me tell you, that was a prophecy given to Ahaz, Hezekiah's dad, during his reign. It was for Ahaz to see in his lifetime. If that was a prophecy pointing to Jesus, Ahaz would have had to live over 700 years. Nobody was living that long. So what good would that prophecy that was the creator was telling Ahaz, ask me for a sign, meaning ask me to show you what I'm telling you now. Ahaz had to see it during his lifetime. So you can't tell me Isaiah 7 and 14 was pointing to Jesus. That was over 700 years later. I do my homework. Hebrews says curds and honey. I know what they're getting at. Actually, Weary Sister says, actually, it hit me. The prosperity gospel grows on the new covenant, yeah. And the Crowleys do what thy will doctrine. Y'all believe it or not, Aleister Crowley has a lot to do with the New Testament. Sister Andrea says, well, I must be that fair unicorn then, because I have challenged pastors for years. When I was, I'm going to tell you something. When something like that happens to you in the church, that's not just you. That's the creator saying, I need you to get out of here. I need you to get out of here. That same thing happened to me. I got kicked out of churches, y'all, for questioning. I'm supposed to be getting understanding, right? In a church, ain't that what they say? But I was getting confused, and I'm asking questions until they finally told me, you know what? Don't come back. Don't come back here. When that happens to you, if you go into church and you have the same experience that Sister Andrea had, she says that she was challenging pastors for years, and I'm sure they were uncomfortable, probably on the borderline of telling her, you know, it'd be better if you just found another church. Listen, if you truly think or want to do the work of the Creator, you should be welcome challenges, because you can grow too. No pastor, no teacher is ever fully grown when it comes to this truth. The Black Sheep Club. I came on this live tonight because, well, it's nighttime here. I'm pretty sure it's evening time where you are. I don't know what time it is in Czech. I can never pronounce Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I came on here to mainly address these two characters and I saw them commenting. They were talking to each other. And one of them said, I have learned a lot from Elder Yuda, but this one I have to disagree. And you know what? That didn't bother me. And let me tell you why. I have learned through my study and my interactions with the people to expect disagreements. And let me tell you why. Because according to the Creator, it was Him that said 2/3 of my people will be cut off. and 1/3 I will bring through the fire. That's disagreement. 2/3 don't agree with the Creator. That's what that means. Andrew says she did get kicked out. Hey, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. They can't handle it, man. Hey, but that's when you know the Creator's talking to you. That's when you know he's calling you out. Man, listen, I could tell y'all some stories that happened to me from a baby. Listen, let me tell y'all something. When I was a newborn, this is true. When I was newborn, I don't tell people about this. I told my wife, she's the only one I ever told. I'm gonna tell y'all. When I was a newborn, I think I was 6 weeks. I forget what my grandmother told me. I was under 2 months old. I wasn't, let me put it like this. This is what my grandmother told me. I wasn't old enough to be able to turn myself over, all right? But my mother and my grandmother were sitting in the living room and they had put me to sleep. And they laid me on my back, all right, like most newborns. My grandmother said she kept feeling the urge to get up and go check on me. She said, but I just laid him down. He should be okay. I don't hear him crying, nothing like that. But she finally got to the point where she couldn't fight the urge no more. So she got up and she came back there in the bedroom and I was laying on my face, almost suffocated. She said I was blue in the face. I was real light skinned when I was born. She said I was blue in the face, that far from death. That adversary was trying to take me out. And there has been numerous accounts in my life when I should not be here. I should be gone. And I can't explain how I didn't get killed. When I go back and look at these things, I really can't tell you how. I just know I did. And it's still a mystery to me today. But to solve the mystery in spiritualism, I know it was a Creator. Now, I didn't know why. I didn't feel special. I didn't feel like there was nothing particular about me. I love it when I see y'all talking to each other. There should be a lot more of that. But yeah, there's been so many times from my birth up to this very day that I have been threatened with death, and somehow I didn't go. And when I finally started really getting into the truth and understanding and it took a lot of work, man, understanding what the scriptures were actually saying. And this is another problem. Let me bring it up since it came to my mind. A lot of times that people that come on this channel, and this is a big problem. This is a really big problem. People actually read the book, but here's where I see a problem. And it's easy for me to spot the problem when I read your comment. And this is what the problem is. They haven't learned how to use the context. See, the context will tell you the what, the whens, the whys, and the wheres. Without the context, you will have to form your own opinion. Never isolate scripture. Always find the context, because it'll tell you what's going on, either before that verse or after that verse. So what you should do is when you get to a part or a verse that you're not clear on, go back to the beginning, take notes, and then go past that to the end, take notes, and then read the whole story together. Now you got context that tells you what was going on here. King James of England before creating Christianity, and the reason he converted to Christianity was because he wanted to divorce his wife to to marry the man. This is why he left Catholicism, worshiping the wood and stone. Uh, I've heard a lot of rumors about King James. First of all, King James, now the IUIC camp, they teach that King James was an Israelite. That's not true. King James was not an Israelite. He was not dark skinned. He was not a Negro. He was not. And I don't know. I don't know how they came up with that. And that's one of the things that I upset them about. I brought that up because I remember one night at a meeting they brought that up, and I knew better, and I questioned that, and yeah, it didn't sit well. So, but yeah, to be able to understand what you read, you have to. You cannot get a meaning from any verse in Scripture. You cannot get the meaning without the context. And I know this is true because I had to learn how to get context to get a better understanding of what was actually going on in this story. And the reason I know that is because before I started to understand how to get the context, I knew that every opinion that I walked away with was my own. Because once I learned how to get context and put the whole puzzle together, it cleared up all the errors that I left behind me. I had to go back and reevaluate and fix the mess that I left. So I'm telling you right now, there is no possible way, unless you're Enoch, Jeremiah, Isaiah, or any one of those prophets, there's no way that you're going to understand what you read without the context. Yeah, Torah says the Creator does. He looks out for his people. But in order for him to do that, his people have to be in line. They have to be in obedience, because this is the key. Obedience is the key. Keeping the Sabbath day correctly, that's the key. That is not a suggestion. That is a command. You don't get to say, if I might, or one day. No, it's right now. That means you have to understand how Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all you have to understand how that contaminates day 1, day 2 to day 7. Once you understand that, you'll be able to see a lot clearer. But it's these names is the reason for the confusion. That was not a coincidence. It was not a mistake. It was literally intended to do exactly what we see today. Look how good it worked. You got to understand your enemy. You got to understand before you challenge. And this is a problem I see with a lot of, especially Christians that come on my channel, and they think they can just say whatever they want to me and call me this name and call me that name and tell me how bad I treat my followers. I'm not gullible like that. I see through your facade. I have questions, Judah. When are those classes? Oh, yeah, I'm glad Hebrews brought that up. I have enough names now to start the class, but the reason I haven't is I've been really busy with my banking situation. Let me give y'all a little brief story on that. About a month and a half ago, the bank that I was dealing with, the bank we were dealing with, switched from MasterCard to Discover. And that created a problem for us in Africa because nobody in Africa takes Discover. So that cut us off from our money. Nobody would take that card. So that means we couldn't draw cash from the ATM. We couldn't buy groceries at the grocery store. And if we hadn't been stocked up on food and water and everything else, man, we would have been messed up. But yeah, they changed the card from MasterCard to Discover Card. So me and my wife went online to find another bank. We found Charles Schwab. And let me tell y'all something. Don't get involved with Charles Schwab. It's a long story. Do not get involved with Charles Schwab. Well, we opened that account and we went back into our Social Security account and we switched our direct deposit to Charles Schwab. Now, the day that I opened that account, I logged into it so I could navigate my way around, get familiar with it, understand how to get to places in it. And the next day, I went to log in and I was locked out. So I called Charles Schwab. Schwab. It's SHWAB, but I was locked out. So I called them up and they couldn't tell me why. All they could tell me is, yeah, your account's been flagged. So I'm like, okay, why? Well, I can't tell you that because I can't see the reason why. It's a whole different department. So I'm saying, well, can you connect me with that department? I would like to know, why am I being flagged? Because I have my direct deposit coming here and I had already deposited $100 in there. This is a month and a half ago that I'm still waiting to get back. They still got my money. So this went on for over a month. And every time I called at least 20, maybe 25 times to get somebody to explain to me what is going on. Why am I being flagged? I've been banking over 40 years. I have never in my life had any banking problems. And then now, suddenly I'm flagged. Okay, over a month and a half. Finally, one day I called and this guy tells me that my account was closed. My account was closed and it was a business decision. I still don't know to this day why my account was locked or closed. And for a month, I've been waiting on my $100 to come back to my account, and I don't have it yet. So I went back into my Social Security account, me and my wife, and we tried to change the direct deposit to another bank, and Social Security blocked us both. I agree with your sister. So Social Security blocked us now. And the message was we had to come into the office in person. All right? We're in Africa. It'll cost us a fortune to fly to America just to do this. Not to mention, we'd have to get a hotel, we'd have to rent a car, all this stuff just to go and do this. So I kept working on it. My wife didn't get involved because she's not tech savvy, and I'm the one that get into the technical part. So I stayed up many nights, and at the same time, I kept doing my studies. So I was pretty worn out. So I ended up getting information about the U.S. Embassy. There's one here in Dar es Salaam, but they don't have a federal benefits unit. So I had to get one in London. Now, when I got that information, I had to wait for a week because this was during the holidays, right? And the embassy, or at least the FBU unit, is only open from 9:30 to 1 p.m. in the day on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So the day that I wanted to call, I couldn't because they were closed because of holidays. This was just before Christmas. So just this past Tuesday, I called them up and I was so nervous because I thought they're going to take me through hell. But it went over so well. We finally got our direct deposit redirected to our new bank. And man, I'm telling you, that was a relief. Y'all don't know, that was a big mess. We could not get money. It didn't matter how much money we had in the bank, we couldn't touch it. And if we hadn't thought ahead to make sure we have two refrigerators and one big deep freezer, and we have them full of food just because of situations like this. And we have 32 5-gallon bottles of water on hand at all times, just in case. Andrew says, dealing with Social Security would give a normally healthy person a brain. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. Now listen, what the FBU unit in London did for us, why couldn't Social Security Administration in the States do the same thing? This lady did this over the phone. All I had to do was prove my credentials, verify my name, address, and social security number, all on the phone. Why couldn't Social Security do that? But anyway, when I think about that, man, I get tired all over again. But that's not why I'm here. That's not why I'm here. But I, share that story with you guys. The real purpose of this video, of this live session. Oh, back to the live sessions, the live classes. That was the reason why it took up to now. Now, another reason why I've stalled on this is because every subscriber on here is not all locally in the same area or zone. Some are in the States, some is in Barbados, some is in the Czech, some is in Africa. I have people in, where is it? It's all across the world. So what I'm trying to figure out is what zone, what time. I know the day they call Saturday, I know for sure that when we do this, it's going to be on the 7th day. All the classes are going to be on the 7th day. We only have 1 hour. If I want to go past 1 hour, I will have to upgrade to a paid version. I'm not able to do that right now. So we will only have 1 hour. Exactly. Content without context is meaningless. So we will only, I'm asking, uh, we will only have 1 hour. All right. So I'm trying to figure out how to set the time. And if I have to get up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to accommodate everybody else's convenience, I'm cool with that. It ain't like I got to get up and go to work. Well, if one day is 1,000 years, what's 1 hour? I don't know how to touch that. I don't mind getting up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning if it centralizes everybody in equal, proximity. So that's what I'm dealing with now. But here's what I think I'm going. So right now, on the free version of Teams, I can have up to 100 people on the channel. Now, this is where, like, you see me, I will be able to see you live, actual time. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. And the reason, again, is why it's taking me up to this much time. Uh, keep cash on hand and say, yep, we keep cash. We keep cash. So the reason why it's taking me this much time to get to this point is for those very things that I've been dealing with. And I mean, I was wore out. I was tired. So I'm thinking. Um, I think what I want to do is next Sabbath, not this one coming, not this Sabbath coming. We got 2 days before the Sabbath coming. So y'all remember preparation day. All right. That will be what the world calls Friday. Next seventh day. Good. Next seventh day, I am going to try to jump this off. So right now, I have a few phone numbers, mostly emails. So I have all of you listed. Everybody that's contacted me, 3R24L. Hebrew, what is 3R-24L-10R? What does that mean? How much is the paid version? I don't know, Brother Smith. I don't know how much I when I saw the upgrade button, I just knew I knew it said the paid version. I didn't bother to check to see how much. I think it's a yearly thing. You pay once for a whole year, but I can look into it. Uh, Hebrew, tell me what 3R24L-10. Yeah. Oh, 3 hours. Uh, okay. I'm thinking if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it must be a duck. Am I right? Maybe we could pitch in to upgrade. Okay. Yeah, we can all pitch in. It wouldn't take that much. You know what? Let me check. Let me just check so I can be able to get an honest answer. Y'all hold on for a minute. Don't go away. Let me just find out so I can give you an exact answer. Come on, teams. All right. Sign in. What is the problem? Okay. I don't know. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm just looking. I'm signing in right now to try and see. This site can be reached. Okay, so I'm going to have to. All right, y'all. I'm trying to sign in to see see what it would cost. I had to turn my VPN on because it won't let me sign in from another country. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, I'm signed in, and let me go to the upgrade and just see. Okay, here we go. Man, come on, come on. Okay, now upgrade account manager. All right, upgrade. You know, my computer's a little slow. I don't know if it's my computer or the internet. Probably the internet, man. This internet that I have right now sucks. But the other house that I lived at, I had the